Summer vacations have already started for some, and you know what that means. Road trips, time spent outside, and podcasts are a great way to keep not only you, but your whole family entertained. Kate McKenna is back to share her top podcasts. Welcome back. Good morning.
Good morning.
I feel like I'm always asking people, do you have any good podcasts to listen to? And here you are.
There's so many out there, and it's so hard to choose, so I got a few for you today.
Okay, here's one that is new to me. I can't wait to learn more. Price of Paradise. It involves a mom of three who picks up and then moves across the world.
This podcast is wild.
Okay.
So, mom of three, ex-Playboy bunny, lives in London, hates her life, thinks it's too dreary.
Okay.
So she takes her husband and her three kids, they buy an island online off the coast of Nicaragua. They go to the island. No one wants them there. They say it shouldn't have been sold to them in the first place.
Oh, wow.
There is violence, drugs, infidelity, explosions. The number of times I had to Google, is this a true story?
Yeah.
Are we sure this is a true story?
Wow.
It's a true story, and a reality TV show camera crew was there capturing the entire thing. So you get a ton of content. It is unbelievable.
Oh, The Price of Paradise. Okay,
Yes.
I've written that one down. Most people who are well-versed in the podcast world and internet culture know Call Her Daddy. It either comes up on your social media, but if you're not familiar, have a look.
I suffered from bulimia very, very bad. I led a secret life. I was very, very unhappy. I assumed I wouldn't live past 30. I'm 85. Earlier in my life, I never reached out for help. I considered it a big...
So I will tell you, I was a little judgy of the social media clips of this podcast ahead of time, but her interviews are fantastic. People relax, they open up, and you get great content. Why do you like this whole podcast so much?
I mean, I think for the reason you just pointed out, I think a lot of people, myself included, judged this podcast. In its first iteration, it was very sex-focused.
Yeah.
And Alex Cooper has done a remarkable transition into being this incredible interviewer, and she's carved a niche for herself where celebrities come ready to tell all. It is unbelievable how much they're willing to share in a way that they don't normally share on their own social media feeds, in junkets. So if you want to hear from your favorite celebrity, chances are they're on Call Her Daddy.
Which I like because you can then go through itemized, but this next one, now I know this one and I'm so glad it's on your list because everybody loves a good scandal story and you have to take a listen, first of all, to this clip from Scamanda.
So a lot of us did donate money. They, had her on stage and people would come up and give them money.
I prayed for her every single night, every night. I thought good intentions could save her.
I have recommended this podcast to so many people. What do you love about it?
I mean, I love that it's a true story that you don't know, you're not sure how it could be real. So in a nutshell, this is about a woman named Amanda Riley. Back in 2012, a mother, a devout Christian, a real, fervent member of her church community. She gets cancer, starts a blog. People start reading that blog. More and more people start reading that blog. More and more people start donating. But there's a catch. She doesn't actually have cancer. And what happens is an investigative journalist gets tipped off, and that's where this podcast begins. This is another one, and as you know, because you've listened to it, the whole time you're giving your head a shake.
Yeah.
Like, how could she have gotten away with this? And it's the perfect time to listen to this podcast because in the fall, CTV2 is airing a docuseries called Scamanda about this very thing.
Oh, see, my bar is always, if I am Googling and I am looking and I am checking, that means I'm like really invested.
Yes.
And one of the tricks for Scamanda, which is fascinating, is she's had a lot of stuff scrubbed. So people who have put stuff up have really investigated. Anyway, it's a really good one. Now, you can't listen to either of those two really with kids around.
Can't.
So this is one that you picked out for the kids. What age range is this for?
So this is for ages 5 to 10. It's the Big Life Kids podcast.
Okay.
And this is just a sweet, short podcast series where Zara and Leo, these two characters, travel around the world and they learn how to overcome challenges. And it's all about building growth mindset, resilience. And what I love, because there's a lot of content out there, some of it's not so great, some of it's mediocre, is that every episode of this podcast is vetted by a licensed therapist to improve that it's all science-based and accurate. And this is just a good way to sort of, as I like to say, slip the veggies in the dessert this summer.
Yeah.
Like, educate your kids, but it feels fun.
So, and you know what I like about this is that before headphones came along, you used to have to listen to, like, sometimes we do like radio things or CDs in the car together as a family. And I think people have moved to like, everybody's got their headset on, everyone's got their individual device. So if you've got a podcast and you're listening to it as a family, it's a great shared experience.
That's such a great point. I have two little guys and I listen to podcasts with them all the time in the car and also before bed. Sometimes I outsource the storytelling. I'm like, Mom is tired. Time for a podcast.
That's excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
Man, that wasn't around when I had my 3, but that was a good hack. Kate, always great to have you here.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.